Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of You Should Have Left. You Should Have Left follows a family who goes out to this home for rent as the father continues to work through some lingering problems. But soon the nightmares set in and weird happenings begin all around this enormous, vacant house. Before long, they find themselves in for much more than they had bargained for. So I didn't watch the trailer for this when it dropped. This was basically like a surprise announcement, and then Blumhouse just threw it to VOD, and here we are. There wasn't much fanfare, there wasn't much prep. It was a surprise release, basically. Y'all know I love me a good horror film. I can even get down with some not so good horror films. But wow, 2020 has not been a good year for us scary movie fans. Oof. And Blumhouse, ooh, they are real hit or miss. We had Kevin Bacon, Amanda Seyfried, and I was hoping for a cool kind of haunted house concept. And ultimately, I think You Should Have Left was fine. I think it was an okay movie. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives first. Well, I do think our performances in the film are actually strong. I think Kevin Bacon does a very good job throughout the film. He has a tough task as this character who is kind of reserved, but obviously needs to have that outward expression as we move along. And he does a great job. It's one of the best performances I've seen from Bacon in some time. Amanda Seyfried is also really strong in the film, really relatable and personable. She doesn't have as much to do, but she still lands the role. And our child actor, she's wonderful. They're basically the only three people we really see for most of the film, but they all deliver. I also think the concept is really interesting. Obviously, we've had a lot of social tinged type of horror, like Get Out, over the past several years, and You Should Have Left is also filled with a social commentary about the Me Too era of the world that we have been living in. And I think it's actually handled quite well, and the allegory works very well. I'm not going to go too far into all of that because it's major spoiler territory and kind of unraveling the mystery of the film, if you will. It's a lot of the fun of actually watching it. The haunted house aspects I do also think are done quite well, though many are cliched. There's some good, like, little creep imagery, creep moments as we move throughout the film. Plus, the house itself is a really interesting character that does a lot in adding to the fun of the movie. So then, what doesn't work so well when it comes to You Should Have Left? Well, I think the direction is bleh. It's not really directed all that well, if I'm being honest. The shot selection, even the pacing, some of the cuts aren't great. It's just very bland in its direction. And then there's the script, which has the ideas there, but when it comes to dialogue, when it comes to execution, it just never quite hits the mark. So while I think the allegory works overall and you get it, it just gives you the sense of so much potential lying there for a great film with this type of concept to be made. And instead, we got an okay film with the concept. Also, another film where we add in like too much drama that really didn't need to be there. Like, there's a lot of small dramas as we lead up, particularly some relationship drama that I wish they would have just done without. It doesn't add much, if anything, to the story overall, and you could have still effectively told this story here without adding all that unnecessary mess in. Plus, the way we opened this film, I thought was real awkward and weird. I don't know. I think it's supposed to lay the seeds for some of that relationship headbutting, but it was just like, what? What are we doing? This is weird and I hate it. It's like back to back scenes in cars. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Plus, the guy at the beginning is wearing a Furious 7 hat, and I was like, ugh, are you kidding me, Universal? Get that out of here! So old. But overall, You Should Have Left, I think, is a solid horror thriller. It's certainly far from the worst that we've received this year. And it has so many prime ideas and a cool concept with a decent atmosphere and some fun spooks scattered throughout this crazy house that if you are a horror fan, it's fun. I think it's perfectly serviceable. However, my recommendation is to wait until it comes down to a normal rental price. It's a bit steep to get it for $20. So that is my review of You Should Have Left. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on my latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see You Should Have Left, or did you also watch it? If you did, what did you think? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!